doesn't get any easier for Chiefs QB Alex Smith. USA Today Sports Jarrett Bell breaks down all the key elements for Week 13 in the NFL, from Alex Smith to the Tennessee Titans to the Eagles' rushing attack. Alex Smith. What a tale of two seasons for the Chiefs quarterback, mired with his team in the funk of 5 losses in 6 games. Smith's interception in crunch time sealed last weekend's loss to Buffalo, and it won't get any easier at the Meadowlands against a Jets D that is playing with passion. This isn't just about Smith. The holes have closed for rookie runner Kareem Hunt, the yak has largely dissipated for Tyreek Hill, and the gadget plays that stamped a creative offense are not working. It wasn't too long ago when Smith was the front-runner for MVP plaudits and the Chiefs were the NFL's only undefeated team, 5-0. Lose on Sunday and they are no better than a .500 team. Case Keenum. Maybe the best-case scenario when Keenum came off the bench in Week 2 as the Vikings' emergency quarterback called for the classic game manager, avoid turnovers, produce a few points and rely on Mike Zimmer's top-shelf defense to carry the day. Well, the fifth-year journeyman has done much better than that. Sure, the Minnesota defense, with playmakers on every level, has been true to form, and Keenum hasn't been anybody's turnover machine. No, he's not the second coming of Dan Marino. Keenum has thrown for just 14 TDs and has only 2 300-yard games. But he's also exceeded expectations during Minnesota's 7-game winning streak by demonstrating that he, too, can be a playmaker. Keenum's ability to buy time in the pocket or extend plays when bolting from the pocket has been remarkable, undoubtedly increasing confidence for himself and his team. Simply put, the dude is a baller. That doesn't mean he necessarily has to top reigning NFL MVP Matt Ryan in a shootout on Sunday at Atlanta, but if he can play as efficiently as he has lately, Keenum is carrying a streak of 3 consecutive games with a pass efficiency rating of better than 100 for the first time in his career. The Vikings will have a solid chance to snag a big W. Picks. Our experts make the call on Week 13. More 5 Week 13 matchups to watch: Alvin Kamara vs Luke Kuechly and company. Carolina heads into the NFC South showdown at the Superdome, having yet to allow a 100-yard rusher against a third-ranked run defense keyed by Kuechly and fellow linebackers Thomas Davis and Shaq Thompson. But this is part of a bigger picture. The Saints gashed the Panthers for 149 rushing yards in a Week 3 blowout, and the refashioned defense around Drew Brees, number 3 rushing offense, pairs Kamara as part of a 1-2 punch with Mark Ingram. Then there's Kamara in the passing game. The rookie, coming off his first 100-yard receiving game, has produced more receiving yards on his 54 catches, 548, than rushing yards, 546. So there's a lot of ground to cover. And since Week 3, with Adrian Peterson departed, Kamara's role and impact have expanded. Geno Smith. Overshadowed amid the weirdness of the Giants benching of Eli Manning after 210 consecutive starts is the opportunity for Smith, a former second-round pick who once lost his starting job with the Jets after suffering a broken jaw when sucker punched in the locker room by a teammate. Yes, Smith has been on both sides of these unusual twists. Still, it's bizarre that the Giants would move on from Manning after failing to bolster his support by investing in the offensive line. Now Smith's chance to make a case that he can be a long-term answer, starting Sunday at Oakland, means operating behind the same line, with the same average running backs, same depleted receivers core and same coach, Ben McAdoo, that failed Manning. Carl Lawson. The Bengals' 4th-round defensive end from Auburn heads into the Monday night tilt against Pittsburgh, leading his team and all NFL rookies with 7.5 sacks. What a bargain for Cincinnati in the middle of the draft, 116th overall, given the premium on pass rushers. And Lawson's production may lessen the sting from the lack of impact the Bengals have received so far from the first-round pick, injury-riddled wide receiver John Ross, 9th overall, who is still looking for his first NFL catch. 49ers at Bears. The much-anticipated debut of Jimmy Garoppolo as San Francisco's franchise quarterback doubles as a homecoming at Soldier Field. Garoppolo, an Eastern Illinois product, grew up in the Chicago suburbs, Arlington Heights. Now, amid so much hype about his potential despite limited game action, Garoppolo, 96 career passes, 6 TDs, 0 INTs, tries to inject some life into a unit ranked 28th in the league in scoring, 17 points per game. But wait. The Bears are favored despite ranking 29th in scoring, 16.1 ppg, while breaking in rookie quarterback Mitchell Trubisky. It's not like Garoppolo will have to outgun Tom Brady. The Titans, 7-4, would be division champs and the AFC's number 3 seed. With a strong running game and solid in the trenches, Tennessee is seemingly built for late-season football. But 2 blowouts losses this season, 40-17 at Pittsburgh and 57-14 at Houston, makes you wonder about how they'd measure up against the best competition in January. Good thing they'll host a different Texans team, sans Deshaun Watson, on Sunday. Regardless, Tennessee's status may ultimately hinge on whether they can sweep a South rival Jacksonville, 7-4, when the teams meet again in Week 17. While the impressive Carson Wentz generates MVP buzz as quarterback of the hottest team in the NFL, the Eagles, 10-1, with the league's number 2 ranked rushing attack, have run for at least 175 yards in 3 consecutive games, and without a single 100-yard rusher during that span. With 23 scoring throws and 3 rushing jobs, Russell Wilson has accounted for 26 of the Seahawks' 27 touchdowns. According to Gil Brandt, the NFL's veritable godfather and former superstar, the 96.3% share of TDs is highest at this point of the season for any player of the Super Bowl era. While it underscores the greatness that puts Wilson in the MVP conversation, it is also indicative of problems that have dogged Seattle's offense. Photos, best NFL celebrations.